What's going on, y'all? This is Greg. Greg said it. Back with our second of the day, Inspiration Motivation Sunday. We had a nice live early today. If you haven't had a chance, make sure you check it out. And make sure you subscribe so you could catch the future ones that we have. The season is coming. The boys are back in town. Got a few weeks. And man, the first game is here upon us. 27th, I believe, on a Thursday night football. We don't have to rush. Everything's come so fast. July gone, June gone. We don't want to rush August, September, October. We just want to let it ride. It's a lot going on in this world, and it's just going to be a very active fall from what it's looking like. So buckle your seatbelts, and I hope you got your mind right. We was talking about earlier about two different type of people that kind of overlook Colorado for one reason or another. We talked about one group, which was a group of people who don't really know nothing. They just want to run their mouths. They just want to be in the it crowd. And, a lot more of them are coming along with bandwagoners when the season hit. And depending on where the season goes, it's just going to pick up more and more and more. But, that's one. And then we got that other type of people I talk about, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Like, they're on all your lives coming, and some of them may even play both sides or disguise themselves as Colorado fans if things go left, and then they emerge as, oh, I told you so type people, and tell you everything. But they know all your players. They know everything. They watching well off like you. It's like, why do you do all of that to hate? Like, you want to be a fan, but you can't. Like, what is going on? But that's weird. But, as I got into it, I said, y'all gonna make me get into some inspiration motivation, because it gets deep, because it's bigger than football, right? And I was thinking as I started talking about these types of people, it's a type of person that we would call a hater, because it's like, why put all that energy to something that it's not that serious? Like, it's not even your team, or they're not even playing your team. And it's like, why do you put so much time and energy into knocking Colorado? It's weird. And, when you think a certain way, you attract to a certain group of people. It's interesting. We find these kind of similar personality types that show up, and these, they some of them be trolls, and some of them just be guys who, hey, and I guess they feel like they just need to tell you something. But in life, man, you really can define who you are by your actions. Whether you want to recognize it or not, your actions will define you. And people will label you. They will mark you. And some people be like, I'm not a hater. I do this, I do that. You really have to look yourself in the mirror at some point. When anything you do, your actions, your whatever, you got to know your own motives. Like, please don't be delusional of your motives. Please don't be delusional of your actions and how they come out across and how they impact you and others, And we find when you talk about Colorado and when you look at Colorado, you have these people who just attract to feel a certain way towards Coach Prime and Colorado, and it's an interesting thing, because you don't really see that most teams. Like, some teams hate teams so they're rival, but you just don't just have random people just decide to just not like a person or go against a person, unless it's been some type of conditioning, some type of programming that's taking place. And we know that's possible. I mean, especially when it comes to Colorado. I mean, because you have Coach Prime. I mean, he's in a spotlight. He's a celebrity. He's quote unquote put himself there, or he just come with the territory, whatever, for him. But for you, what good old psychological juice you've been drinking for you to be the person? You got. How do you end up being that person? Like, somebody gonna do it, but why does it have to be you? You got to figure that out. What is that great concoction that got you responding and triggered and all of that? It's very psychological to me. It's very interesting to me, because you really got to think sometimes. Like, when you see people, especially when it's a large group of people going a certain direction, they're repeating the same things, or they feel a way about people who they don't even know. Like, they put that much energy and emotion into disliking a person because of what they heard And typically they heard it from someone who don't like the person or who has an agenda, or they're the enemy or the competition of that person. Where do you get involved in it? Why are you so into, being the voice that spotlights and target that person? I know we got a lot of like content creators like myself, for the most part. I mean, it's people out there who just dog Coach Prime Colorado out, and they say they're doing it for the clicks, or they're doing it because they know everybody watching. That can be true to an extent, but it's kind of sick, because I'm not going through all this to be negative. I'm supporting. I'm not putting all this time in towards negativity. I'm not invested in negativity. But when you find somebody who's invested in negativity, and they don't, check themselves in or check themselves out, it's weird. It's weird when you want to see somebody go down, or you want to see somebody hurt or fail so much that you put times and hours and just so much effort, and then have the nerve to want to be successful, even in the vehicle that you're using to attack somebody else. You expect that to be successful. It's like you sowing so many bad seeds. But in reality, that, like the old saying say, birds of a feather do really flock together. And they think the same, they talk the same. And if the shoe fit, wear it. Because it is what it is. If people say, you're a hater, and why they say I'm a hater, and why they call, it's something going on. It's not just a competition thing going on where you're against my team. It really got to be something going on. Like, yeah, you can disagree with a person, but your energy, your tone is just weird. And it really shouldn't be over sports. And like I said, you could bet, you can do all these different things, and maybe it can heighten the emotion and enthusiasm and even the desire to see a team lose. But at the same time, it's not personal. It's never personal. It shouldn't be personal. And you should never get personal with a person, a personality, to the point where you want to see harm come upon them, or you, like, if something happened to them, they deserve it. You violating human code 101, because one of the main human codes is do unto others as you want done to yourself. If you don't wish that on yourself, I wouldn't even wish. They say I don't even wish it on my worst enemy. Because really, you think about it, you better not. Because you open the door to one, you open the door to all, including yourself. You can't pat a cake with an animal, with a wild animal, and say, all right, just attack everybody else, but leave me alone. And even if he temporarily decide to go along with you, you're going to be a snack eventually. You're going to be a meal eventually. If he eat them, he going to eat you too. And people seem to not get that when they put so much negativity out there. Like, metaphorically, people think maybe it's just a saying, reap what you sow, and all these different things, these different principles across different cultures, even different religions. And it's not a religious thing. It is just how this, just like the air and the gravity we have. It's like so many principles we have. It's that. And really, just from common sense, I don't know how it's beyond hypocritical for you to want good things to happen to you when you're wishing bad things on other people. It's crazy. Just the state of mind you got to be in to even be that way, and then have the time or the audacity to say, I want good things to come to me. And that's what I see with Colorado. Coach Prime, he don't really put a lot of negative. He don't talk negative about people. Yeah, he get all the negative, as if he's the worst guy in the world. People see him as a villain. And, he's a coach. He's going to be tough on people. He's going to not say everything you like, what he should. You're not him. But to go to the level where you're like, you know what, I want to see him fail. Like, if he's going to fail, he's going to fail. He don't need your help. He don't need your wishes. He don't need your words, your hate. Because it's a sport. And it's his man against the other man's man. And it's him against the other coach. And that's what it's going to be. All the extra energy is just unnecessary. Just enjoy watching the game. And boy, it's going to be enjoyable. We got enough people out there who despise him and hate to lose to him. And that's enough for me. Jay Norville, all these people show up, want to be villains. Not really. We got all this going on. It's going to roll itself out. So enjoy. Don't mess yourself up. Just enjoy the sport. Hopefully it be no blockage and no anything that come up to interrupt or stop the season. That's a whole nother thing. But I'm just Greg said it. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.